more opportunities to go down and tie the football game and not doing it. You got to be able to make that stuff happen, and we haven't done that enough this year.
It seems like this one's hit particularly hard. Is that true about how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, you're just getting late in the season, and you're not going to get these opportunities back. And that's a good football team, but we had chances, and we didn't execute at the right time to win it.
What's the thought when Weinstein goes down the very first play? You guys knew you already had some guys missing up there.
I mean, you just got next man up. I mean, obviously, not where you want to be, but I thought Essa played his tail off for being a guy that had to kind of get activated and be on the roster and go up against one of the best pass rushes in the league. And thought he did a great job giving me time to throw the ball down the field in big situations.
You don't know for sure. A lot of us could be Travis's last season. Because how frustrating is that aspect when you see him after the game?
Yeah, I mean, every season that I've had with him these last few years, I try to cherish because you never know. He got himself in great shape this year, and he's played great football, and he'll have the option to do whatever he wants to do after this season. But I know one thing is he'll give everything he has the rest of the season to try to give us a chance to make a playoff run. We know the chances are getting lower and lower, but I know the guys on this team are going to give everything they have every opportunity.
The guys up to say, okay, let's give ourselves.
I think it's just who we are. Like, I mean, I know we're not winning games, but that mindset that these guys have in this locker room, in the games that we're not winning, you can never question the fight of this team. And obviously, we're not executing at the right moments, and we're not making those plays. But at the end of the day, you'll never question that, and I think you'll see that for these last 4 weeks.
Leading into tonight, you guys were first in the league on fourth down attempts
Mm-hmm.
in terms of conversion. Just what went wrong in the second half when Andy did give you guys opportunities to stay on the field?
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job on the fourth down of passing off the crossers, and I tried to get the ball to Rashid. I think I was a little late, and the guy made a great play breaking on the ball. But I mean, just got to execute at a higher level in those big moments, and something that we haven't done this year. And we're not going to have many more opportunities, so we have to go out there and maximize those opportunities and try to give ourselves more into the playoffs.
Specifically on that, excuse me, 4th and 1 on your own 31, the decision to go for it and then the play call.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Reed believes in us. We've executed on that in that same situation several times this season, and they did a good job of passing the crossers. I wish I got to Rashid a little bit earlier, or if I could have bought a little bit more time. In hindsight, probably try to hit Trav over the top of the defender, but I mean, he made a good play. They made good plays today, but I'll never question the decision to go for it because I believe in the offense and who we are.
What do you say the next 4th down, when the ball goes through Rashid's hands or when Travis, bobbles that one for the interception? What do you say to the guys to try to keep them engaged, or, what do you say to a pro like Travis in that moment when he?
I mean, I don't have to say anything. I mean, he's a champion for a reason. He knows what it takes, and he's made that play 99% of the time. And I got to give him a better chance with the ball, maybe more on his body. So I mean, I'll never question that. I'm gonna go to those guys in big moments. Those guys have made plays in the Super Bowls. They've made plays in AFC Championship games. So obviously, it didn't go our way today. I have a lot to do with that myself, and so we'll go back and like I said, regardless of what happens the rest of this season, we'll give everything we have every snap and give ourselves the best chance to go out there and make a run.
Maybe later tonight, or when you rewatch the game, about that deep shot to Tyquan in the end zone, just how close you guys were, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we've been close all season. I mean, that at the end of the day, you got to go out there and make it happen. I got to make the throw a little bit earlier so the guy can't close. We got to make those plays. We got to score touchdowns in these moments, and we got the talent, we got the heart, but we have to go out there and execute it. And until we prove it, we'll come away with losses. So I mean, like I said, I know we're going to give everything we have. We'll give ourselves a chance and see what happens.
Patrick, over the last couple of weeks, you talked about putting emphasis on the second and third quarter. You guys not falling apart. How do you feel like you got something?
Yeah, I mean, we battled. Obviously, we didn't offensively, especially. We didn't play the way we were supposed to play. I'm proud of how the defense fought with all the disadvantages we put them in, and they kept just giving us chances. And so that's all we can ask for them. And offensively, I got to be better, not turning the football over, getting us into better plays in certain situations, and then giving guys chances down the field. So I mean, it's a little bit of everything, but it starts off with me, and it kind of feeds throughout the entire team.
Last two, Sam and then Todd. Go, Sam.
Coach, the last couple of weeks we talked about just not going through the big moments. Do you feel like that's had a snowball effect from one game to another, or is it just something different every week?
I mean, it just happens in this league, man. You can't really put a pin on what that exact thing is. You go out there and you give your best effort every single time. And I believe in our guys. Like I said, we've done it before. And so every single opportunity we get, we believe we're going to score and we're going to make it happen. And that hasn't happened this year. But the next opportunity we get, I believe it will happen that time.
Last one, Todd.
Can you take us through the second interception, the first play of the fourth quarter? What happened on that?
Yeah, they got a good rush, and I tried to throw the ball. Obviously, didn't throw it far enough. But in that situation, like the interception, as long as they don't get a return, isn't the worst thing in the world. So just trying to give a guy a chance on the field. I wish I'd have thrown it a little bit more inside and gave Hollywood a chance to maybe high point the ball. But he made a good play of falling off the receiver and making a play. So I'll be better at where I locate the football to give a guy a better chance to go out there and make a contested catch.
Thanks, Patrick.
Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs faced a situation they hadn't encountered in years, fighting for survival late in the season after a painful 20-10 home defeat by the Houston Texans. The loss not only knocked them out of the AFC West title chase, but left the team and its fans staring at a real chance of missing the playoffs, an unimaginable thought just months ago. Mahomes, often Kansas City's brightest star, endured what was likely among the toughest performances of his career, finishing with just 14 completions on 33 attempts for 160 yards. He failed to find the end zone, threw 3 interceptions for the first time this season, and posted a career-low completion rate of 42.4%. The struggles were not all his own, as Chiefs receivers dropped 6 catchable passes, piling onto a night where little went right. Late in the season, you don't get these chances back, Mahomes admitted, his disappointment clear as he looked back on missed moments and a lack of execution, especially in such a crucial matchup. The defining play occurred with just over 3.5 minutes left, the Chiefs trailing by a touchdown, still hoping for a late rally. Mahomes dropped back and targeted Travis Kelce, his most trusted tight end, but the ball bounced off Kelce's hands and landed with Texans linebacker Christian Harris, sealing Kansas City's fate as the home crowd fell silent in disbelief. If you're enjoying this inside story, don't forget to subscribe for more updates. The misery didn't stop there. Rookie-year receiver Kelce and Rice dropped a vital fourth down pass over the middle with just over 5 minutes left, the Chiefs behind 17-10. Had he caught it, Mahomes and the offense could have built needed momentum for a comeback. But instead the drive stalled, and the Texans seized control, bleeding the clock with a 7-play, 16-yard drive that consumed 3 more minutes and ended with a field goal, pushing Houston's lead to double digits. The Chiefs' night began badly too, with offensive lineman Wanya Morris injuring his left knee on the very first play, compounding the team's ongoing injury woes. The numbers painted a bleak picture. Kansas City fell to 6-7, their worst record through 13 games since 2012, and their 9-year reign as AFC West champions was suddenly in serious jeopardy, with the Broncos or Chargers now poised to capture the division. That streak of 9 consecutive division crowns was the second longest in NFL history, a sign of their dominance. But now the only streak that mattered was the one threatening to keep them out of the postseason entirely. The loss left the Chiefs needing to win every remaining game and hope for help from other teams just to have a chance at the playoffs, a stark turnaround for a squad so close to Super Bowl glory last season. Defensive tackle Chris Jones reflected on the slim playoff hopes, saying they still had a chance, even if it was only 10% or 5%, insisting that as long as there was an opportunity, the team would fight and let the outcomes fall where they may, with every game now a must-win proposition. The defeat was even more painful for Travis Kelce, who suffered the critical turnover in front of his fiancée, superstar singer, and 14-time Grammy winner Taylor Swift, who was attending her first game at Gayha Field since late November, adding another level of emotion to an already intense night. The pressure was mounting with each snap as Kansas City faced a daunting, uncertain future, struggling desperately to keep their playoff dreams alive amid a season of adversity, missed opportunities, and heartbreak. Subscribe now for more dramatic NFL moments and the latest updates. After the game, Mahomes faced questions about the missed opportunities to tie the game late, acknowledging that the team simply hadn't made enough of those plays this year, and that with the season winding down, those chances wouldn't come again. He credited the Texans as a quality opponent, but lamented the Chiefs' inability to execute at key moments. When asked about the injury to Morris on the first play and the offensive line struggles, Mahomes emphasized the next man up mentality, praising Essa for stepping up against one of the league's best pass rushes, giving him time to throw in big situations. Regarding the uncertainty of Kelce's future and how each season could be his last, Mahomes said he cherished every year with Kelce, knowing he'd given everything to the team and would continue to do so as long as the chance remained, even with playoff odds slipping away. Mahomes spoke about the resilience and fight of the locker room, stressing that while the team hadn't been winning, their effort was never in question, and that fans would see that fight continue through the final 4 weeks. He noted that despite leading the league in fourth down conversions heading into the game, the Texans did an excellent job defensively, and Mahomes regretted not getting the ball to Rice sooner or finding a different read, but he refused to question Coach Andy Reid's decision to go for it, expressing faith in the offense. When asked what he said to players like Rice or Kelce after tough plays, Mahomes insisted he didn't need to say much, describing Kelce as a champion who knows what it takes and has made those plays time and again, adding he'd never stop trusting his top targets in big moments. Reflecting on a near-miss deep shot to Tyquan in the end zone, Mahomes said they'd been close all year but needed to execute and make the plays when it counted, stressing that the team had the talent and heart but needed to prove it on the field. Subscribe for more exclusive Chiefs content and breaking news. Mahomes also discussed the team's struggles in the second and third quarters of recent games, crediting the defense for keeping them in games despite being put in tough spots, and taking responsibility for turnovers and for needing to get the offense into better place. He acknowledged it was a bit of everything, but that it started with him and permeated the team. When asked if the issues were snowballing from week to week or just different each time, Mahomes said that was simply the nature of the league, that you couldn't always pinpoint the cause, but he believed in the team's ability to respond and score, even if it hadn't happened this year, and he remained confident it would the next time. On his second interception in the first quarter, Mahomes explained that the Texans got a good rush, and while the interception itself wasn't the worst outcome, he wished he'd thrown the ball more inside to give Hollywood Brown a better chance, crediting the defender for making a play. He promised to improve his ball placement to give his receivers more opportunities. Defensive leaders like Chris Jones echoed the slim but real hope, acknowledging the odds, but vowing to fight as long as any chance remained. The Chiefs now face the reality of needing to win out and rely on outside help to reach the playoffs, a sobering position for a team long considered among the NFL's elite. The loss was particularly stinging given the high stakes, the primetime setting, and the emotional backdrop with Taylor Swift in attendance, intensifying the spotlight on Kelce and the team. Kansas City's once commanding grip on the AFC West is slipping, their 9-year run of division titles on the verge of ending, and with it, the specter of missing the postseason looms large. The Chiefs have little margin for error, with every remaining game now a must-win, their playoff hopes hanging by a thread. As the season races toward its conclusion, the Chiefs and their fans are left to hope for a turnaround, clinging to the belief that Mahomes, Kelce, and the rest of the squad can summon one more run and keep their championship hopes alive. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe now for all the latest updates on the Chiefs and the NFL's most dramatic stories.